Now, I'm doing a long-term review on the Tamiya heavy dump truck, which is based on the GF-01 chassis. So it's four-wheel drive. And what it's been like, because like I said, I've used it for such a long time. And what has to be replaced on it, if anything. If anything's really broken, which is a no. I've not done a lot to it since new. Because of the colour of the plastic, you don't have to paint it, except if you paint the grille black and the exhaust on the side. What else can I say? If you turn it upside down, which does happen, it will scrape. You can see there's odd scratches and all that, but it's still really sound. Let's take the top off. Yeah, there you go. For one of my heaviest used trucks, it's used a lot. I've had to do very little to it. Still got the original motor, the original gears. The only thing I will say is a problem is the steering in there. Can you see in there? That is the alloy upgrade. Eventually, bashing it, you will fracture it. So it's worthwhile getting the alloy upgrade, every penny. And then the other point which I would recommend is on their upgrade parts. Is the metal hexes. The plastic ones end up shattering, like you know, and they do. But otherwise than that, the only fault I have with these are always the upper arm on the wishbone. Where there's it's plastic, a soft plastic, the outer screw, because it goes into hard plastics, not really a problem. But the inner one wears and it will just keep winding out. And my solution for it is, there is different methods. You could probably get some little pin set or something. But what I do is I drill out the hole and put a flange tube into the chassis on the inside. And then I just put a screw all the way through the wishbone. And then just put a lock nut on the other side. And they don't work loose, there are never any more problems. You can see I've also on the outer screw I've put is that the flange tube? That's probably the flange tube, or a washer. So there is things you can do to improve it, I'll be truthful, on that bit of the suspension. Otherwise, since I've done that modification, I've done it before on wild daggers and things like that, I've had no more trouble. So considering I've had this since it first came out in 2015, I can truthfully say it's been a reliable little rig. It's not super fast, but it doesn't have to be. But I tell you what, it always puts a smile on my face. It wheelies. It steers well, and I think I'm going to be truthful, I like these tyres over Lunchbox. I think these are, with the little nodules, they just seem to grip a little bit better. But even though I use this on concrete, you can still fill them above the tyre. But it is a good multi-surface vehicle. So if you ever sort of buy a GF-01, I can truly recommend the heavy dump truck. What a great little vehicle. And if you can say after 8 years of use, and this has been quite a few times over the skate park, the most was breaking that steering part. You can't really moan. And the hexes, but that's more through, they will go anyway. And that's it. But for me, with the pre-coloured plastic, it doesn't seem to fade. It it just keeps going, this little thing. And like I said, all it's had is a couple of times stripped down and a bit of grease in the centre of the gearbox, because the whole chassis is a gearbox, as you know. But as far as I'm concerned, it's a great little basher. Yeah, and I even prefer it over a Wild Willie 2, because they're easy to flip up. And for some reason the four-wheel drive on these, it might be because there's a bit more weight in the front, it is that bit more stable. But that is my long-term review of the heavy dump truck on the GF-01 chassis.